Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Good morning, everyone. Hello. How's everyone doing? Good morning. Good health, Solista. Good health, Ms. Net. Good health, Concrete Rose. How's everyone doing? Good health, NW. Good health, Lisa D. Happy Thursday. Good health, Nova. Good morning, Sophia. Hi, Miss J. Florida. How are you? What a cute name. Good morning, Angel Wings. Mm. Mm-mm. I'm on at 8 o'clock from now on because my time didn't change. So it's 9 o'clock here for me. So I did change the time because it's so much later for me that if I start at 8:30 like normally, it's 9:30 here. And my day is over. I have no warning. The coffee is good, sweetie. I drink coffee now at lunchtime. It's such a pleasure to have. Thank you. I'm sorry, guys. I woke up late purposely. Hold on. I got to get my charger. I woke up late on purpose. I didn't go walking this morning because, which I'm going to decide not to go walking on Thursdays because my spiritual group, we love to talk. I mean, we love to talk. And so what's normal time for them, which could be ending it at 12 or 1, but sometimes it does go later. For me, the last time I looked at the clock, it said 2 something. And then there's so much spiritual talk that when it's time to go to sleep, I can't just go down. So I watch a little HGTV because that's a calming mechanism for me. Because spiritual keeps you up, right? I don't know if you guys know this, but being spiritual, thinking about spirituality, it raises your vibration for good. but I do need to allow the energies to come back down to sleep, right? I can't be up and laying down trying to sleep. So I watch HGTV from my bed until the sleep comes in, but it didn't come in last night. I got to 3 shows, but they're 3 half-hour shows before I finally succumbed to sleep. So I woke up at my normal time to go walking, but I felt like I was unhealthy to go walking. So I just said, just lay there, sweetie. Just lay here. So I gave myself another hour to sleep, and I'm telling you, I really needed that hour. Oh, you love this scarf because you gave it to me, sweetie. Thank you for the scarf. Thank you so much. I have a picture to send you. Magic Mermaid, are you only on Twitter? Are you on anything else? Because except Facebook, but I at least I could communicate better with you on Facebook. Are you on anything else? Because I'm thinking about deleting Twitter. So right now I didn't delete it. I just came out of it. Oh, woke up early on purpose. Yes. Cute outfit. Thank you. Thank you. So, yeah, I understand the oh wow soul sister. So, I'm not exhausted, but I bet you I'll take a nap later. All right. Oh, okay. All right. What do we have to talk about? What is her name? I'm gonna bring her up first. I feel like I should do a reading on her, on the little girl that got beat up. I feel like I should do a reading on her. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me see. I'm in the wrong social media here. Turn this down. I really want to do another reading on Tasha K as well. So annoying, that woman. Shanquella. Shanquella. Thank you. Ooh la la. I just Shanquella Robinson is her full name. I wanna saw the video. I saw the video. Um yeah, I saw the video. I'm wondering how long she knew these people. Like, was it, you know, did she know the girl? Was it, what was it? You know, and I think she wasn't, I'm not going to do the reading here, but I just think she was taken by surprise, right? Um, and that's how she lost the fight. She was taken by surprise. Okay, do a reading on her? Okay. All right, guys, I'll do it this afternoon. I will. Okay, everyone says please do a reading on her. Yeah, I think it says a lot about friendships and discernment, right? Discernment is probably the key because I'm warning you, there's just no way. There's just no way the signs were not there in the first place. There's just no way the signs were not. Like somebody would have had to said something two-faced it prior to the trip. They would have had to call her out her face in front of her to make her feel uncomfortable. I'm telling you. I think that, you know, I'll just give you, a couple of examples, right? I'm, of course, desperate for friends. And I was going to tell you guys this story, and then I was like, nah, I don't want to tell people that I am desperate for friends, right? So I never told you the story, but there's a walking group here, right? And I've never seen a group of black girls walking. I've never seen it. And so as they were walking, I was walking. This is in the afternoon around 5 o'clock. As they were walking, I was walking. And then my dumbass says to them, hey, is this a walking group? And she goes, somebody, you could tell they didn't really want to respond, but then somebody goes, we just started today. And I was like, can I join? And they were like, not really responding, like they kept walking, but not really responding. And I said, where do you guys start at? Because I'm thinking if they start at a certain place, this is a walking group, they might have started at a place I would have to get to, and I walk everywhere. So they were like, we started up at the hill, which is right by my house. And I was like, can I join you guys tomorrow? And one of the other girls that was behind heard the whole story, was like more invested because she was way behind. And she was like, yeah, join us tomorrow. And so I went to go walking in the opposite direction rather than walking with them, which I could have done, which I didn't even think about doing. I went walking in the opposite direction. When I got back, they were getting in their car. So I was like, oh, they're not really walking far, right? Because there's a big hill by the house where I live. And so going up and down that hill is a trek. So you kind of get in, like you mount on the exercise by going up and down the hill. I don't go up the hill, I only go down the hill. There's another hill that I go up to get home, which isn't bad. But if you go down the hill and then you come back up, the workout isn't coming back up. It's almost like a hike. And so I was like, oh, because I circled around them and in the opposite direction. I was like, oh, they didn't really go that far. They're basically doing what I'm doing, right? And I met up with them all getting in their cars and, just kind of waved bye to them, kind of letting them know, like waving bye, like I'll, kind of letting them know, new friend here, new friend, and I'll be there tomorrow. The next morning, I saw one of the girls in a supermarket, literally right behind her in a cash register. And at that point, I started to say something like, hi, remember me? I'm going to be with you guys this evening. But they all work together, right? And I was like, Spirit was like, yeah, don't say anything, right? See if she notices you, which she did without saying it. And then I had to figure out, you might be desperate for feminine friendship, male friend. You might be desperate, Tracy, but maybe like you have to remember that you really come different. How are you going to explain to these working girls what you do for a living, right? Everybody has problems with relationships. You start befriending them and you tell them some shit about their boy. This is all the shit that's going in my head. You tell them some shit about their boyfriend and you'll be marred. Like nobody's going to protect me, right? So the next day, I didn't go but I saw the walking group, and another girl had joined. One girl wasn't there, another girl had joined, and I was like just watching them. But I felt good about my decision, right? Not that I'm insinuating that in any way are these bad people or dangerous people. I'm telling you that I have to use discernment. And you will always see discernment. You will see it. I promise you. So we're not going to have another Kanika situation. We can't have another Shanquilla. You will get discernment. The signs will always be there. Listen to yourselves. Listen to people that say mean things to you. You don't continuously hang out, drink, right? That's where you get yourself caught out there. It wouldn't surprise me if Shanquella drank. That's how you diffuse someone. I'm just saying, child. Listen to spirit. Right. Yes, us mystical Misfits come way different. And the one thing I can tell you about me, right? I look weird to others, right? Right? The light that shines is either amazing for others or it's weird, right? And I know what's happening. I know what's happening. Yesterday, I went to go get a mammogram, right? Man, the way they squeeze them boobs. I don't even have enough boobs to squeeze, but they, whoa, do. Like, woman, my breasts are going south. Stop that. Or north. Where is it going? Where's down? North, south? Stop it. Stop it. Don't squeeze them. They can't come back anymore, right? I'm just saying. Before she goes, take off your clothes, put on this top, and I do it. And before when I had the top draped over me like this, and when I walked into the room, she goes, and I'm thinking, my breasts must be fabulous. These things must be up and at 'em. Crazy, right? And I'm waiting for the next words, but she was just so stunned. And so it took a moment for her to speak, and she goes, I've never seen anybody wear that. Because we were in the Caribbean, right? And I go, oh, I was like, oh, yeah, of course. The protective eye, of course. And she goes, I've never seen anybody wear that. And she goes, when we're done, I want you to come to my office, right? So she squeezes. It's mortifying. I got to hold the thing like this. Or she squeezes. It's ridiculous, right? And then I go into her office, and she has the hummus, right? She has the hummus, or the hand of God, and hers was big. It was reddish, so pretty. And I was like, oh my God. It's like I actually have this as a hummus as well, right? To wear around my neck. This one goes sideways, but normally it looks like this is the normal way. But this is, they try to be innovative with jewelry. I could care less, right? So we start to talk, and she loves me, absolutely loves me. And I was like, you could tell when someone has the same light, right? The same light as you. You could tell when someone has the same light. And so I was like, listen, I'm only here to try and create a healing program. And she was like, do it. We really need it. And I was like, I know. And then she goes, I said, but I would love to invite you, right? I said it would be around June-ish, end of May, June-ish. I would love to invite you. And she was like, here's my business card, blah, 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 blah. And so I could feel that energy, warm, of like mind, like spirit, right? But I could tell my dumbass was infringing upon a whole work group. And the energy was off immediately because one of the things that she said, I was like, where do you guys meet at? And she said, at my job. And I was like, can I have more information? And then the girl from the back was like, she named the job. And I was like, oh, that's right there. I was like, I could meet you guys tomorrow. But once I thought on it, I was like, don't be desperate for friends, right? Just chill. Just chill. I'm talking to myself. So the next day, I saw the walking group and I didn't want to be there all of a sudden because I have to use my discernment and whether or not people are open to some strange girl, especially some strange girl from the States, right? It's sometimes they just don't like people from the States because we are, raised very, very differently. We have more freedom of expression, freedom, more boisterous, right? Sometimes very disrespectful, though, because we don't understand what living here protocol is like. They'll accept you as a tourist, go home. But living here, but sometimes how they accept you as a tourist is, unfortunately, I'm just going to rat on you, St. Croix, is I'll take your money, go home. So when people wind up living here, like I always have to say to someone, I live here. I always have to say, my grandfather is from here to get that energy off me, right? I'm not your sloppy stateside person, right? I'm here and I'm participating in protocol. Like I'm learning the language of the land, the lay of the land, and how you all represent each other, right? It's not the same over there, folks. Where's Miss Shay? Miss Shay, am I lying? Didn't everybody say good morning? Strangers, you say good morning all fucking morning. You better. Good morning. And not hello, I've learned since living here. They don't get hello. They understand it, but they don't get it. They love morning. Good morning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I learned. I'm spiritual. If your spiritual is off, I can't mess with you. Heavy, if at all, right? Yeah, I did read something where she was invested. I'm telling you, it's probably a lot of times shining stars draw friends that do nothing but feed off them. Vampires, I call them. My sister has friends like this. Yeah, yeah. And then they want to hurt you, right? I mean, I'll be very honest with you guys. I've been doing my spiritual group forever, right? I can't even tell you when I started. I don't know. Um, I could figure it out though. And the first batch wasn't the best batch. I got to be honest with you. They weren't the best batch. I don't even know if I have anybody that's still with me from the first batch because they came in for the wrong reasons, right? They came in to be immediately like me, but I've been on YouTube since 2011. I built this persona. And this was way before COVID. So after COVID, all the spiritual stuff started popping up, but everybody popped up in their own unique sense. And that's what I love, and that's what I tried to encourage with the first group. I'm like, come in and learn, do you. Don't do me, do you. But ultimately, there was disdain from the first group, ultimately. And I think the disdain came from wanting to take the class and immediately appear, voila, psychic, immediately want to take in readings. And I was like, we have to build up to that. But I had to say things knowing what I knew psychically and help build their wants and desires, right? So I figured I would create the show. I forgot what it was called. Something of Earth Happiness. Was it that one, or the view from the other side, right? Because I was looking at a view like setting, right? Remember, I'm always creating a TV show. This is yet another one that failed. Same concept, view like setting, but on Zoom, because no one could meet up with each other. So now this is perfect. I can have spiritual groups from all over the world or the States, right? And everybody come on Zoom and we could present this as a YouTube channel. What you guys don't know is that all the people that you see today that has multiple people on, I started it. I start all this shit, guys. I started it. Nobody wants to give me credit for anything. Nobody ever says Tracey Brown was the one that started, having guests on. I did during the COVID. You don't have to believe me. It's dated, right? I mean, I don't get mad because, yeah, I'm that good. And we would have these panels where we would talk about, the hottest topics. I think at the time, Kardashians were really hot. And then we went on to some more serious topics. This is where I discovered African deities and what I was learning about Orishas, I wanted to share with you immediately, even though in hindsight, it definitely wasn't educated enough to teach you. But I was like, I found something new to talk about. Let's talk about African deities. But if you watch some of the early shows, because I take none of it down, some people would come on the show looking like they just walked out of bed. It was so disrespectful. Just coming on like hair undone, but look like they still had pajamas on, right? One person actually fell asleep during the feed, but wasn't sleeping, just did it on purpose because they were all friends. And the way I took it, they were trying to ruin the concept, that it almost felt like I was forcing them to come on. Now I'm wondering if I did force them to come on. But hey, no is a whole sentence. Use it. And I would literally be in the feed, 100% vested, and watching my own feed and reading people. And I'm like, why are you falling asleep? Like, why are you that disrespectful? Go back and watch some of those feeds. I should post all of them so you could see. And it really taught me a lesson about spirituality and discernment. And then right after that, I would tell my spiritual group, I have never shared this with you guys though. I have told my spiritual group that back in the day, Zoom was set up different, right? So you were always allowed to just enter the Zoom. So I would set up the Zoom, same number. It's always been the same number for years. And it would normally start at 7 p.m. Eastern. And I get in the Zoom and they were already there talking to each other. And then I come in my own Zoom and nobody's acknowledging me. And I'm like, So sometimes I used to come in and I would just wait until there was an opening in my Zoom. I would just wait until there was an opening. But I would listen. Don't trust the quiet ones. If you get me quiet, one, I'm steaming. I'm steaming. And two, I'm observing. Get me quiet, right? And I'm like watching everything. Sometimes if I go to a party that's even a house party, I don't like house parties. And you will find me sitting in a corner in the living room, not budging, because I have to assess the energy around me. And I've learned to just accept that's who I am, right? I'll find a spot, and it's always like a spot where I can see that it's just me. I can see the comings and goings. So from the left, from the right, from the kitchen, right? I'll assess the environment, I'll pick a spot, and I will sit there. And I can tell you everything that's been going on, and I don't even have to know your name. I can tell when a husband and wife doesn't get along. I could tell two friends that love to drink too much. I'm like, wow, those two party. All right. I don't know which one is influencing which one, but that right there is a problem. Always. Always. If I'm not in control of the situation, I'm observing. And so I would come into my own feed and they would be fully engaged, had been there a half hour early, and then ignoring me. And it hurt my feelings. And I was like, okay, maybe this is a fluke. It has to be a fluke. Let me see what happens next week. Next week, the same thing. The week after that, the same thing. And I'm telling you, there will be times I will let you do you. I will let you do you because I need to know who I'm messing with. Ultimately, they all had to go, not without a tongue lashing. Not without a tongue lashing to every single one of them. It is what it is. Me too, highly intuitive. I love my gift. Please, Tracy, please revisit the Aaliyah story. Did you see the article earlier this year? You're right. She's coming for justice. Aaliyah? Well, you send me the article, Strobo. Yeah, stop it. Stop saying, do not do that. That drives me crazy. If there's something you want me to look at, just put the link in the comments, please. Oh, Miss Shay, it was just rude. And I'm not friends with near one of them. Not friends. And it's going to make me cry because I understood from spirit what was happening, right? I understood from spirit that in the spiritual world, at the time, right, there was no such thing as COVID and TikTok and IG. Like this development hadn't really started. And so there was nobody spiritually to talk to about all the amazing things that kept happening spiritually. And so when I started the spiritual club, it gave a place to commune spiritually. So it was not only healthy for others, it was healthy for me too. I loved it. And yet it wasn't a safe, my own creation was not a safe environment for me. And so ultimately, and I was with them for 2 or 3 years. Seriously. And then ultimately, a woman came along who had a different set of knowledge. She was mature like me, and she had a different sense of spirituality. But the group immediately chose her. So she was rising up in my group as the fucking leader, right? And I was like, they're just going to replace me? But here these people were replacing me, but nobody had the wherewithal to just open up your own goddamn Zooms and do your own shit, right? No one thought to do that. On my dime, they were going to replace me spiritually, like you could see it. And so I might still have that conversation. So I said to the one woman that was replacing me, her I kicked out. So I called her and I said, listen, it's not you, it's me, right? I just think we are beginning to clash. I just don't think that's healthy for the group. So I have to uninvite you to the group. And at first she was like, I hate people that suck up to me. And at first she was like, you're amazing. You're so smart. It was the way she said it. You're so smart. And I'm not there to take it. And the more she talked, the more I was like, I'm going to ream her in a minute. Because she was actually making fun of me while talking to me. And so ultimately, I gave her a tongue lashing. Yeah. She was like, you're so smart, Tracey. Like trying to suck up to me to stay in a group. And I was like, you're an ass. I know what you're doing. Like, I'm psychic, people. I know what you're doing. Unfortunately, you have some skill set, taught skill sets. So she had a discipline that wasn't the same as my spiritual grit, but her discipline was wanted. Her form of spiritual education she had received from an educational standpoint, it was wanted not to take over me. It was terrible. So after a while, the group started over, right? Thank God I was always doing tarot classes. And ultimately, I do feel like the group that we have right now is probably the best I've seen in a long time. Ultimately, they're curious. They're constantly wanting to learn. Last night, we went on this whole thing about the Bible and the serpent with Moses. It was, but, and one person made a statement. Another person was like, I don't think it's like that in the Bible. And I could see where the other person was just checking to see where she heard that part. And the other person was like, well, this is what I believe that you mean. And nobody got upset with one another. Nobody tried to be right. In the end, we all did come to a space of understanding this serpent. This was after the parting of the Red Sea. We all did get to a place of understanding without having a theologian there, right? But we got to a place of understanding without anyone thinking she took my shine from me. I mean, this group is amazing. And this group, this particular group, are all doing their own readings. They all came with their own educational wherewithal. They're all doing, readings out of a store, right? They write books and journals. This group. And that's what I was trying to influence with the first group. But instead, they wanted to be me. They wanted to take the class and then, when am I going to be a psychic, Tracey? I'm like, give yourself time. It doesn't work that way. You don't get to graduate from a class I don't even give you a certificate for and come out and act like you're a psychic. I take the spiritual class, the spiritual book club, to develop your psychic ability. You can't come out and know it all. You can't. It took me years to get here and years of teachers So how are you going to take my class and come out and be some IG expert? It doesn't make sense. In any case, I say that to say there should have been signs with Shankrella and those horrible people. There should have been signs. Condescending, yes. Don't worry about that, child. Condescending, yes. Gaslighting me, yes. 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 I didn't even know what gaslighting was until years later when that show came on. They were gaslighting me. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Oh, look at the email. Yes, thank you, beautiful baby. The spiritual walk can be lonely. It can be. What I love about you, Tracey, tell me, is that you share info. Speak louder. Speak louder. I share info and I share people. I share info and I share people. Never am I going to be the expert in this world. Never am I going to want to be the only psychic that you all pick. No. You know what my mama used to say to me? My mama used to say to me, somebody will always be prettier than you. You know what I found to be true? I will always find people prettier than me. And if I find people prettier than me, I will find people that have expertise in the spiritual world that is better than me. That was one of the best advice my mother gave me. She wasn't putting me down. She was just, you going to be cocky out there? You want to act cocky out there? There will always be somebody prettier than me. I always held on to that, not in a negative way. Like my mother was not calling me ugly by no means. She was saying, watch it. Because it's something you're not going to be able to handle when somebody comes out prettier than you, better than you, smarter than you. You won't be able to handle it. You'll be miserable and you'll be in a competitive way. So if you sit back and understand that somebody could come in the room prettier than you, then I can sit back and understand somebody can come in the room more spiritual than me, smarter than me, vivacious, draws the attention. And I could either be jealous of it or I could be like, damn, girl, you got the it thing. And you're blessed to have the it thing. Yeah. Yeah. I share people, information, knowledge. No, I'm not trying to hold on to nothing to capture one person. No, no. That's why every time I tried to put together a show, I don't know if you remember the last story. This was another show I was trying to put on. I was like, well, maybe God is trying to tell me I wasn't supposed to put on a physical show. I should put on a YouTube show with still failed. Still failed. And I know why it failed, right? Each time I'm pulling people together that are unworthy, that would rather tear me apart to build themselves up. And God was like, great idea, Tracey, but no. Got to listen to God. I've been trying to do this show forever. And maybe it's my discernment. I had to decide what was more important, putting together this show, putting together this so-called show, or being around quality people. And if the show had stuck, I wouldn't have kept doing tarot classes. I wouldn't have kept meeting people that really wanted to participate in a spiritual growth, because I would have made it all about me, of course. And God was like, yeah, you're not ready for that shit. Let me dismantle this. Open your eyes, Tracey. Yeah. You have to. You have to. You have to.
You have to, Miss Shay. She says, I love being around people that know more. I love to learn. Right. Your true spirit always shine. Hi, Teresa. How are you, sweetie? There's room for us all to shine. Thank you, soul sister. There is room for everybody. Share it. You know, we used to say that in Hollywood, right? In Hollywood, all the black kids, we all knew each other, right?
Black boys, we all knew each other, right? And so at some point, you would look at us at some point you got smart enough.
Try out for it, but I could tell this one is like very specific. And sure enough, they would pick this, and it was just sometimes just a little deviant of my son. Like the differences was just so small. And so, but then you would look at the role, the commercial or the movie role, and you'll be like, damn, you see why they got that role? They nailed it. Do you understand? And so, one of the things that we used to say is Hollywood has enough room for everyone. Everyone. What happens in Hollywood? Only one person works. Gabrielle Union takes every role. Every role. I like Gabrielle Union. I've learned to like her. I couldn't understand why she got every role, right? All right. I love people in places with high frequency people. Me too. Hi, Stephen. Sin W. Exactly, Tracy. Jealous friends, family, or people can be dangerous. Yes. Yes. All right. Hi, Bren. How are you, sweetie? Good health. In general is dangerous. I got you. And knowing, like, I'm still back to Shanquella, right? I'm back to Shanquella. There would have been signs. So let me start saving the other Kanikas and the other Shanquellas out there. Look for the signs. One of Shanquella's friends was like, if I'm out with my friend and she goes missing, I'm not coming back from vacation. I'm not, how am I going to, no, I'm going to wait for her mother to get here. I'm not coming back from vacation. There's no way I can explain to her mother. I left my friend there. All right. That was the first thing. I mean, 47 minutes. Oh, oh. I don't think I need to do a reading on that. I think if you look at the I can do a predicted it. If you look at the last video I did say that she was taken out on purpose. I did say that. It was done on purpose. I don't need to do a reading on that. I can update my predicted it. Yep. All right. Where are you? Strawbo. I don't need to do a reading on it. I said that. I said it was done on purpose. Ciao. All right. I just wanted to announce that Karen Bass has become the first woman elected in Los Angeles as mayor. I'm so proud of her. I was in her district, right? And got many of phone calls because I was in her district. I was also a board member in my district and got many phone calls where I would, because by this time, COVID, you couldn't go in. You used to be able to go into meetings, but now it, where she was such a diligent uh, councilwoman for our district. So I'm so proud of her for becoming the first female mayor. She's going to do a wonderful job. And this is what she looks like, in case you guys are wondering who I'm talking about. Just a wonderful, wonderful woman. This is what she looks like. And I'm so proud of her. And she beat out Rick Caruso, which is a billionaire trying to take over the city, but people aren't down for the Jeff Bezos and the Gates anymore. So she's just a good politician. Like Los Angeles is very, very lucky, right? I also want to tell you that lab grown meat is getting the approval of the FDA. Lab grown meat. Be careful, people. It's my understanding that they're changing the mRNA or something like that. And some products are being developed against certain cultures. So don't make this the norm where you are eating lab grown meat. One theory I heard, this is part of Uranus and Taurus, and Uranus and Taurus has been changing industries. That's why Uranus is here in the sign of Taurus. Taurus likes money and stability. And that means if something is corrupt, but it makes money, Taurus doesn't want to touch it. It's not my problem that it's corrupt. It makes me money. I'm not talking about Taurus. I'm talking about how the Taurus sign and Uranus are coming together, not because Taurus wants to, because Taurus likes for things to stay the same. And Uranus goes, change, change, change. And Taurus is like, no. And so now there's a clash of interest, right? Uranus has to win. It has to, because it has a longer effect than Taurus does. So the planet will win. It wants to work with Taurus. So what it does instead is Uranus says, no, I'll work with you. You're going to change and you're going to make money. So instead of holding on to the meat industry where we all are eating cows that are hurt without care, which is why the Jewish culture, right? You guys don't know this, but I'm gonna let out all my secrets. When I was in Los Angeles, I used to buy meat and other products in a Jewish community, right? Because they would kill with care, right? And so it always felt better to participate in buying something that people were being responsible. You're allowed to eat meat, but how? And so I watched this whole industry where they were doing something unique with the cow, but it gave the cow this big ulcer, right? And the cow was not healthy at all, at all. And when it came down to breaking down the cow, that same cow that had the ulcer, they would break that down and feed you that. So years ago, I mean, I didn't tell you guys because everybody's got this thing with the Jews, and I don't have time to like invest in all of that ugly because they're actually very responsible in a lot of ways. And so I would go, I've done this for years, guys. I've done it in Jersey. That's going back in my 30s. As of recently in Los Angeles, one of the routes had a whole Jewish section, and they had their own deli, and I would go to the Jewish section of the routes. And so now they're developing lab encouraged meat, but I'm warning you, they can inject what they need to take out a whole culture. Now, I'm not going to tell you what that means if you're not getting the memo. I'm just going to leave it at that. There have been articles where they can take out a whole culture or make you infertile so that you can't breathe. Make babies, I mean, not breed. Just like the genetically produced grapes, right? No one should be eating grapes that don't have seeds in it. But you're not getting the education, right? No one should be eating grapes that does not have seeds in it. Don't buy the grapes. If you crash the industry, then the industry has to go back to what's normal. But grapes, seedless grapes, are engineered. And you know how you get those cotton candy grapes? Who the fuck eats cotton candy grapes? Well, let me tell you something. They are very good. They are very tasty. But you're eating a chemically produced product. Watermelon, too. Thank you. Watermelon, too. There's no such thing as seedless watermelon, people. There's no such thing. The problem with creating a watermelon is that because it's not nature, right? There's something about the watermelon that is not sustainable. You can't make the seeds. You can make it look like a watermelon. You can't make the seeds. So you can't really do what nature does best. Halal meat. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Shay. My husband doesn't allow fruits without seed. What the hell is that? Thank you. Kosher and halal meat. Yes. I mostly ate kosher meat. Not that there was a difference. I'm just saying this particular store was kosher. Very, very funny. Very, very funny. Other than that, once Sprouts came up, right, which was closer to my house, then I would invest in organic products, right? But as many vegetables as you can, process your own stuff. Yeah, buy as many. Yeah, so learn to diminish the amount of meat that and it's going to take a while. You're not going to be just like, I will not take meat anymore. That's why I wound up with the protein shake, because I was trying to get the craving for meat out of my system. But then it had iron in it and it messed up my boo-boo. Oh my God, it messed up my boo-boo so bad. Don't eat nothing without seeds or the mother. Thank you, Sin W. My husband is a food police. Good. Yes, I do understand that bananas and broccoli are man-made, but I was also told cauliflower is not the best to eat either. Now, some things we maybe could let go a little bit, right? I fucking love broccoli. I will not eat bananas. I don't ask me what. Oh, Tracy, you'll eat broccoli, but you won't eat bananas. I will not eat a banana. It is chemically induced, and if you eat a banana, you can taste that it's chemically induced. You can taste it because it doesn't quite ripe the way. That's the one thing we don't have here. The Caribbean doesn't have bananas. Doesn't matter. I don't eat bananas. Freak it. No, I will not do it. Yes, I eat halal food every day. Oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. I went to a mango with no seed. How? How? That's crazy. A couple of years ago, it was a drought on watermelon with seeds. They couldn't be found. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm saying. They only did it in black neighborhoods. We were the test monkeys. But if you're not educated, right, you're going to be like, I need my watermelon. I don't care if it got seeds, don't got seeds. Pick up the watermelon. No, you have to start saying, I'm not touching that watermelon if it has no seeds. You have to crash the industry. You have to stop buying it. You got to allow yourself some grace and some food discipline. And don't let the food industry take you out. Why only in black neighborhoods? Are white folks more educated than us? Are they going to be like, what do you mean watermelon with no seeds? What are you talking about? But they can feed it to us to test on us? Also, child, we ain't never going to get done today. Also, tilapia. Do not eat tilapia. It's not a fish. It's a hybrid something. And what I've learned recently, because I went crazy, and sometimes some things bother me, and I go crazy in a group meet. They actually, it's my understanding, I could be wrong, but they actually created tilapia to handle the sewage water, something crazy. So they put them in the sewage water because somehow they help, but they don't kill the fish. They then take the same fish, cut it up, and sell it to you. That fish ate sewage. Yes, a lot of American food is banned in other countries. Yes. Yeah, if it's hard for you to find watermelon with seeds, then you don't get to eat watermelon. Don't do it. Then you don't eat watermelon because that genetically modified, you don't know what they're doing to it. And why are they just putting it in certain cultures, in certain neighborhoods? Why? I don't know if this water is good. I always have extra water, but I can't go. I save it for my plants. I see, you need water. Yeah, you need water, child. Do you need water? Oh, yeah, you need water. What's happening? Why are you taking up so much water lately? Hi, just breathe. I got you. I got you. All right. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Ask yourself, do you really need that watermelon? Because you really don't. No, yay, no tilapia in my house. Only wild caught fish. That's the other thing. They'll say, the fish will say farm fresh. Farmed, farmed is usually ED, farmed fresh. If it's farmed fresh, it is made in a tank. I went to Hawaii. Listen to this. I went to Hawaii, and Hawaii is the mecca for shrimp. So as you're flying over, you see all these barrels of tanks, and you're like, wow, why so many? I mean, a lot, right? And so in Hawaii, they would have all these shrimp stops, right? And then I discovered that they were farmed fish, farmed shrimp. Real shrimp is reddish, real shrimp. Farmed shrimp is black, white, and gray. Yep, yep. And Hawaii is the mecca for farmed fish, farmed shrimp. So I won't eat farmed shrimp either. It's rare. It's rare. I will eat farmed shrimp. So even when you buy a bag of frozen shrimp, if it's black and white, it's farmed. All right, I'm over it. I don't know, Snoopy. What a great question. Seeded foods are more than unseeded foods. What a great question. Because you're feeding the industry. You're paying for the industry. Don't farm. Don't farm. I'm breaking a lot of food habits. Yes. But I have to supplement with vitamins. It's hard, but it can be done. Supplement with vitamins, supplement with vegetables. And I'm not telling you don't ever eat shrimp. I'm not telling you don't ever, right? I'm not saying that. I'm saying be mindful of what you're being served. Be fully aware of what you're being served. And since the meat industry is changing, and they're now producing genetically modified meat. I'm not down for that. Oh, thank you. America is trying to impose food imperialism. Lots of countries are starting to give them pushback for the health and survival of their people. Yes. Yeah, Strabo. Yeah, I mean, I would shop in a Jewish neighborhood on a dime. The joke's on you. So while the Kyries and who else said something about the Jews? Nick Cannon, uh, Kanye, right? I think what's being misinterpreted, but I don't, there's a lack of education, especially with the men. I think what's being misinterpreted is the attack on Jews. The attack should be on white people, not on the Jews. That's the real problem. But the ignorance of it all, right? That your problem here in America is the white man. I don't know how to explain that any better. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. The industry is run by the white man, not by the Jews. So when you attack, you're trying to attack something that is off its base. You're not looking at the same people that most likely is encouraging you to attack the Jews, right? The same people is telling the black man mostly to look what the Jews did, look what the Jew, and the black man goes, oh my God, and not recognizing that the same people that are talking is the same people that is encouraging from the sidelines, right? I'm just saying, I'm just trying to help everyone figure out what the problem is. And are there problems more than what I'm mentioning? Absolutely. It's way bigger than me, right? But are you misinformed? A lot of the times, yes. But I would rather people communicate in a way where it's like, oh no, I understand you. I understand that they took your skin and made it into lampshades. I understand you because when they, took the breasts of Indian women and dug it out and made it into a tobacco bag, right? Or when they would just rape our woman in the middle of the feed and had people watching, and then take that baby and sell that baby. So the mother never even kept the emotional and physical damage. And if anyone dare try, right, they got whipped in public. And the reason why they got whipped in public is because they wanted to show you that the white man, was more powerful, right? So your mind, black man, has been so fucked up that you get a little bit of education and you want to run with it. There is a way to communicate to say, I get it. The same thing happened to me. And look at the person that did it. That's not what's happening. I just want to put that out there and I'm done. And you can challenge me if you want. I give two shits. You're not doing right by yourselves. You are being cuckolded into blaming one whole group. You are being cuckolded. Because the difference is that we as black people do not stick together. Case in point, if you agree with crazy ass Kanye, I never said I did, but if you agree Let me see you stop buying Adidas and Nike. If you truly agree with Kanye, let me see. Because they will stick together. They will stop buying as a group. Oh, all right. Maybe it's too much for you. I don't know. I'm not an expert on cultural care. I don't know. It's a distraction. Thank you, Miss Shay. Renee says amen. Thank you. Miss Shay says amen. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And more importantly, the black man, if I can just address you personally, more importantly, don't attack the Jews. You don't even protect the women in your group. Oh, I'm sorry, Shanquella died because a black man was taping it. Are we not going to look at that? Are we not going to look at that? Y'all don't protect us, and we're with you all the way, begging y'all to look at us and treat us right. You don't. You don't. But you want me to get on some damn bandwagon against a whole nother culture? No, you damn idiots. I won't. No, I want you to enjoy your rhetoric, and I'm going to watch you crash and burn because you don't have enough intelligence to deal with your own kind, build up each other, and make sure you protect your black women. Oh, but you want me to bandwagon some shit on some other culture? Not happening. Not happening. Kanye, Kyrie, Nick Cannon, you use women as a concubine to find some goddamn stem cell to save your ass, Nick Cannon. You're disgusting. Just making babies to save your life. The fuck does that look like? All right. I gotta stop. At this point, I gotta stop. I'm heated. Heated. I'm just saying, there's a way to do things. So, as you all want to get on Kanye's bandwagon, Kanye don't like black people. Oh, oh. Y'all want me to believe that ish is a genius? A genius. I was trying to keep my mouth shut about it. I was trying. I was like, I just don't want to speak on it. I don't want people to, find me in any way. But, silence means I agree with his dumb ass. I don't. I don't. You build up your black community and then we'll talk about the others. And we're going to start with the white man, the man that brought you here, Kanye. We're going to talk about the man that killed your mother, the man, Kanye. Oh. All right, I'm done. Whew. Now I gotta spiritually just calm down, Tracy. Calm down. I know. Ooh, who knew? Yeah, that's why Nick Cannon's doing that. He's looking for a stem cell. That's why he's doing that, to save him from his supposed lupus. I don't even know what man gets lupus, but Nick Cannon has it. Oh, we all lost all respect for Nick. We all have. Yes, women yet treated like so mean. Thank you, Lottie. Yes. Girl, I'm exhausted now. And I'm not even saying all the things that I want to say, but I hope I got my point across. I have to limit what I have to say because I don't want to accidentally make a mistake and have to backtrack, right? I'm not going to be the type of person that's like, I did not mean to offend a whole community of people. I mean what I say. So sometimes you just got to shut it down before I have to go on some goddamn YouTube apology tour. I won't do it. I have to be smart and just like you said what you said. Now we're gonna close that door. Try sage. Okay, I will, CW. I will put some sage. I got some Palo Santo. Where's my Palo Santo? Must be by my candle. It's weird. I thought I had it here. All right. I love you all. Of course, I didn't do my job today. So we'll try and catch up with whatever job I officially don't do with CNN. You mean what you say. You say what you mean. You stand on it. I stand with you. Thank you. Thank you. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Call me for your own personal reading. Like, subscribe, share. 213-458-7408. Please subscribe. Mama Mia, are you sure it's lupus? Are you sure? That's what that idiot is telling us. No, I think it's something else. But I'm not, medically, I'm not. I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, could it be rare that, like, it's like breast cancer, right? Men can get breast cancer, right? So could it be one of those things where he's, you know, the only man in the world that has lupus? It's possible, right? I don't know. That's what he said. He said it. I'll listen to it. I'm looking at him side eye, especially by the way that he's making all these children to get stem cells out of these kids. That's disgusting. You're disgusting, Nick. You're disgusting. You definitely do have a disease. It's mental. Once again, only like minority women are good for your concubine shit. That's what the white man did to us, Nick. All right. Over it. No, I don't think it's sickle cell. I thought I heard it was lupus. What he is doing is a little extreme for me, just to be lupus. I agree. I don't think it's sickle cell. See, here's the problem. I actually think it's something else. And I think he's working with doctors that said if we get a stem cell match, then we can cure it. And I think it's something else. I don't think it's lupus. I don't think it's sickle cell. And then stem cell research went on hold with the Bush administration. The Obama administration brought back stem cell research, right? So there have been times where a mom, this is a case study, a mom had some sort of disease and everybody in the family got tested. And then she wound up, I don't think she made the baby on purpose, she wound up getting pregnant. And they tested the baby for a match. And that baby matched the mom's, biological stuff. And so the mom was able to live. And that was one of the discoveries with stem cells, that sometimes the match is better within the family as opposed to outside of the family. And so that's why Nick is doing this, because he wants the DNA match from one of the children so that it could take whatever his problem is. So technically, I do remember him saying it was sickle cell early on. And then he changed it to lupus, but I don't believe it's either one of those things. I think he might have something that's very different, and he's not divulging why he needs all these babies, but it's for stem cells. What did Katrina say? Hi, Ori Naturals. What did Katrina say? He suffers with severe patches in his head. Oh, that's part of the conditioning that he has, right? That's why he's always wearing a head covering, right? Is that lupus? Does lupus make your hair go? It's something else. I just don't believe it's lupus. Nor do I believe it's a nice car. Nor do I believe it's definitely not sickle cell, but whatever. Um, Before I go, though, I want to be able to remind you all that we have a herbal workshop to attend. Respiratory defense, right? For cold and flu season. This Sunday at 6 p.m., featuring herbs that support physical and spiritual healing for your respiratory system. This is facilitated by the one and only Ori Naturals Healing, who is on the screen right now. Her proper name is Priestess Iyalode Ifasheye. Learn about easily accessible herbal allies you can use to support, protect, and maintain respiratory health during this cold and flu season throughout the year. Now, the flu season is revving up. The Caribbean has issues. The flu is here for us. So, I will be in that class with you all. Come join. And go to www.orinaturals.com to register. All right, guys? What else is everybody saying? Oh, are you going to be in a workshop, Janine? Oh, thank you. Look at you, girl, getting your health on. Yeah, yeah. I don't think he got sick until after Mariah, by the way. Flu is all about UK, it feels. Oh, really? You guys got it bad in the UK? Yeah, no, I'm not going to show you all the supermarket. These Caribbeans are funny. I have a comical sense of humor, and if I show you all the supermarket, I'm just going to turn funny, and I'm not making fun of these people. Do you ever get exhausted from channeling? Never. The fact he's doing this so publicly is questionable. Yeah, I think he became public about it because the people were rumbling about it. Right. Exactly, Miss Shay. Wow, Katrina. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I have much sympathy for Nick Cannon. Like, I don't know if I have much sympathy for somebody who's making babies just to save himself. That's weird. I don't know if that deserves sympathy. I don't know. That's just me. That's like watermelon without seeds. Let's go back to there. Yeah, I'm not showing the supermarkets out here. They're fine. They look like your supermarkets, by the way. They're cool. They look exactly like your supermarkets. Relax. It's the same thing. The flu is bad here in Texas. Of course it is. Of course it is. Oh, Lottie, headache, bad sleep. Remember, the class is international, Lottie. You can join the class. It's international, right? It's all on Zoom. So come join, come be with us. All right. All right, everyone. Again, Herbal Workshop. Come join us. I love you all. I hope to see you Sunday. Take it easy. Bye.